Hi everyone, welcome back. How have you guys been? I hope everyone is well and prospering even as your souls prosper it. So I have been getting a lot of requests lately. One of the requests that I got was dealing with intimacy in marriage and turn-offs. What turn off spouse from each other? So today we'll be discussing that. And with us today, I have my sister-in-law, Dearest. She's very close to my heart. So this is my sister-in-law, Dearest. Say hello to them.
Hi, everybody.
And you all are familiar with this guy here. And my sister, Kim. So, you know, one of the things that is a really big turn-off, sexual turn-off, is lack of hygiene. Me personally, one of the biggest turn-off for me, you see a stink mouth?
What?
I cannot take a stink mouth man. You know, it could be all up in the mood and this man come and open his mouth and it stink. I can't work with that. Guys, I cannot work with that. Right? But I want to know something, Kim. You are approached by your husband someday and, you know, he may not have taken a bath. What would be your approach to that?
Babes, let's start in the shower. Yeah. One time. Yeah, let's start in the shower.
In other words, go babe. Straight
No.
up.
And I can bathe him and he can bathe me,
No,
but we are
I mean-
starting in the shower.
It's
Yeah.
really a big turn off. You know, sometimes you're with somebody and you know that they've been around, they've been at work, they've been whatever. It's not that you're trying to manage them or whatever, but I mean, we are all human beings. We all relate. We got this body, so we could relate with one another in a certain way. And you might know that the person has been out all day, sweaty, whatever. You could never feel comfortable. That person just approaching you to get intimate, your mind all over the place. And what it would do too, it would create a problem, because if they do that once, they do that twice, every time they come around you, you will be wondering if they beat.
True.
Well, yeah.
You know? Because you already have questions about the hygiene.
That's right.
So you're putting a problem, you're creating a problem going into the future and all, where you, it's like somebody who lying to you. You catch them lying once, twice, everything they tell you would wonder if they lie.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So when somebody comes around once, twice, haven't had a shower, you know, they're out, they're going to bed. I mean, the few times you will be extra tired and you may just fall asleep. But that is no time to be looking for intimacy.
Well, yeah.
You're tired.
You're tired, you're
Intimacy.
too tired, you're too tired to bear, then you're too tired for intimacy.
Of course,
automatically.
definitely.
So that would ease that problem.
What about the men that are not helping their wives in the house? That could be a big turn-off, right? Sexual turn-off.
Oh, that's a very big sexual turn-off.
right?
Right? Because, you know, you feel taken for granted. You feel like you are this maid, and you get up and from the morning time is the children, is the meal, is the whatever, he gone off to play football or lime and whatever. Obviously when you come home in the evening, you all fit and ready to go, and I am tired. So intimacy now becomes another chore for me to do. It becomes something like an harassment for me to do. And then especially now where he is not understanding of all that I have done for the day and all the frustrations I have had for the day, it really does create this kind of domino effect where you could end up losing your whole marriage off of this lack of understanding and empathy and unwillingness to share responsibilities. The days when you expect the woman to get up and take care of the house and take care of the kids and everything, long gone. She's out there working.
True.
And even if the person is a housewife, I said that to my son the other day, even if you have a housewife at work, no human being wants to get up and have to face a kitchen every day, face a whatever every day. So some men have the idea she's a housewife, so when they come home, they must have a meal every day. Everything must be in order.
A maid.
Whatever. You didn't marry a maid. You didn't hire a maid. You didn't buy a maid. Right? Because that to me is modern day slavery.
True.
Right? There are the days that I will get up and my spirit, I just don't feel the zeal and the vibe, same way you get up a day and you're feeling kind of off, you don't want to go to work or whatever. Some days you get up and you don't want to think about having to go into that kitchen to prep and fight up with that heat and all of that.
Some men have the notion that it's a woman's job and they need not to come and help, assist the woman, but...
You are not one of those men.
No, I'm not one of those men, but to me, the woman need assistance. They need you to come and put your input. Even though you may be tired at times, it's only understandable. You know, there were communication, even though you're not even helping them, let's be there.
I'm listening to you talking, Hazley, and while I'm getting your point, you call it a woman's job. It's never ending, and that you would have to help and assist, and you would only have to help and assist if it's really her job. But true. Why not think about it? This is our responsibility, and we're dividing it like this, that, the other. So it's not you helping me with what is my responsibility. Because same way that there's the housework. A woman could clean out the yard, could clean the yard, a woman could wash down the car. But depending on our relationship, everybody is different. We might decide, okay, I would do this, you would do that. Not necessarily because it's man work or woman work, except the things that physically she cannot do. Yeah. A woman who is well treated by her man, trust me.
Yeah.
You get boss treatment in the bedroom.
That's right. We make our marriage. We decide what our marriage would be. And I like how you put it, Jem, there. Marriage is a partnership. It's about working together as a team to achieve whatever we have to achieve. Whether it's household chores, whether it's providing for the family. Because especially in today's world, you know, the standard of living is so high that you find both partners has to go out there. They're trying to go out there and work. So when I'm coming from work and you are coming from work, don't expect me to make this home into a paradise for you, for some king to come and sit and read papers or sip tea or anything like that. It don't work like that. You have to help me. You have to assist me, because I would have assisted you in your traditional role. I would have assisted you in providing. So now we have to pitch in here together and work as a team to get my traditional role done. And as Jamelin rightly said, when you do that, you make me feel special. It shows me that you care. And so then we can really talk to each other in a language of love when we meet in the bedroom. Other than that, I don't want to talk to you because I realize, here's what, I am under stress. I just came home from working and you're sitting here and I have to go and cook, I have to go and clean, I have to tend to the children. And then later on you want to meet me in the bedroom. For what? Because I'm not organized? No.
That somewhat is put things on that context and thing. That's a kind of difficult pill for a man to swallow. Because traditionally,
we are the men. We are operating in a modern society.
All right. But most cases, whereas the man goes out and do more the physical job. Our tradition have it, the woman more take care of the family, the household. That's how I grew up. I grew up with, and is this why I learned? You know, the woman was more seen about the family and the household, whereas the men, look, I got married and stuff, and my other half wasn't working. I go down to all the labor. I find it was unfair for me to come back and help her in the house. Although at times I used to come back and assist her, because due to the fact that everybody doesn't be the same way every day. Sometimes she may be ailing or things like that.
Well, in that instance, I would see a point, and I think it all comes down to whether it's extreme or not. Because, okay, yes, you go out there and she's at home. So it would be really unfair, because you have those situations. I'm not being biased. You have those situations. Yes, the woman is a housewife and she does virtually nothing. So it comes like a role reversal now. So, I mean, probably the men now getting the treatment that a lot of women have been getting. But
I need an next drink.
You have something of a role reversal. So in that case, it would be unfair if things that she could have done
That's right.
are not done. If it's on a regular basis, because okay, there are off days, but if it is on a regular basis, every day you go out to work and when you come home you have to cook something, and that's the norm. That is unfair.
So, Hazley, I would like to know, I'm listening to what Jem said, I'm listening to what Kim said, but I would like to know, is that a turn off for men in the bedroom as well? When you have to go out and work and then come back home, you have a wife who would have been home the entire day, and then you have to come back and do more or less everything in the house.
So that is not a turn off for a man.
Come.
Nothing is a turn off for a man.
No.
Except the wife and looking good out here and clean.
All right.
They get around them with that.
All right. You know why I disagree with that? Yeah, it's a turn off. It's a big turn off. I'm going to work hard and thing, and you're a housewife. And I come home to reach your lady. They pose up, regardless of what. Most of them, no, I know situations where men go out and work and before they come, once they come home, the woman from watching TV running to cook some kind of corned beef or something for him. That's a big turn off for me. Because you just there and with your lazy self and what? So what am I to do?
Okay,
But
so
when she has a shower later on and puts on her negligee and whatever, you not remembering that you had to come home and cook some food?
forget
or
that.
whatever, you forget that.
That's if you don't
That's
know
how
other women
men,
around.
that's
Straight up if you don't
That's
have any
how
other
men
woman
are.
around.
No, we're not promoting that, brother.
No, you're not promoting it. You're not promoting it.
It's what
we
naturally
talking
It's what
about
occurs.
it's right. So we know things push you to cheating, but we're saying in terms of physical intimacy, there is hardly the man, right? He could vex us ever about whatever, legitimately, but there is hardly the man when the woman dolls up and puts it out there to say that he turning down.
Yeah, but you know
Because
something.
men are driven by what they see.
See, yeah.
Naturally.
But you know something? Most men, alright, yes, we say it's correct. But you know, most men have sex with a woman, or the wife. And after they're done, they'll just Peter kick you off the bed.
No, we don't know that.
We don't know
We don't know that.
So don't
and
think,
we definitely don't know that it is most men. I'm sure it is not most
No,
men.
plenty men.
We don't know
Yes,
that.
You all
Hazley, please
know,
speak for
You
yourself.
did a survey.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I just really talk to other men.
All right.
So you know, and because it's all of this, you all think men is just like an object. Men like dogs.
Seriously?
No. Most people are in the notion men are like dogs. As the woman put on something nice, they turn on, the little head think more than the big head, or whatever they just call it. But the truth of the matter is, even though if that may be the case at the moment, when a man done ejaculate, it's like,
I heard somewhere that when the sex is good, it accounts for maybe 40-50% of the marriage, but the value of the marriage. But when the sex life is bad, it weighs 90% of the marriage. So a bad sex life is really could mash up your marriage.
true.
So, you just said that you heard, but I am aware because you are my sister-in-law, so I knew you would have experience. What can you say in your experience to what you just said?
I mean, it is the fact. It's like a wheel, and what comes first, the chicken or the egg? So the sex life is good. You want to spend all these other time doing things, and those times that you're spending doing things strengthen the relationship. The sex only gets better. So it's just like a cycle that keeps improving itself. You know, you have instances where the hygiene problem is pretty extreme. Bad breath. You hear about men who are not circumcised, and you know when men are not circumcised, you need to pay particular attention to your hygiene down there. Make sure you're pulling back the foreskin and cleaning and so on. So it's not an easy thing for a woman, I mean, you would have a situation where she does not want to have sex with you at all, especially if you are somebody. You know, some people you can't tell any. So she may be telling you, listen, you might find a nice way at first. This is a problem, that is a problem, and you just cannot be bothered because you think that this person, your spouse, your significant other, owes you intimacy and sex. So regardless of how you come with it, they're supposed to accept it gladly. And that is not the case.
Nonsense.
You know, if it's something that is treatable, life put through so many problems at you that you can't do anything about. You just have to try to cope. When it's something that you could control, visit a doctor, get some assistance, get a rash cream, get, you know, practice pulling back the foreskin gradually and be able to clean it and whatever. Deal with it. So when you just cannot care or bother to make the effort, how do you want this person to feel about you?
Like total worthlessness.
It's not anything that you can't control. But at the end of the day, caring for yourself, caring for each other, caring for your relationship is critical to intimacy, because once you care, you will do what needs to be done to please the person, to make yourself attractive to the person. And if it is being done vice versa and it's not one person then I think, you know, you would have it made. But you have to be aware that whether it's your spouse or not, it's not somebody that you bought and chained to you. So there are things that you can do that will turn off the person. So you just need to be conscious and decide if you want your marriage and you're going to work and make the sacrifices. Sometimes it's a sacrifice to have your relationship and protect your intimacy.
Another thing that is important in marriage is trust. You must keep, you see, a marriage must be a safe haven. It must be a safe haven. When situation arises in your marriage, that is something for you and your partner to deal with. Yes, in your circle. It must not become a girl's talk. You know, hey, you know that man, I don't understand, that man penis always stink. That shouldn't be a girl's discussion or something for men to discuss. When they meet with the boys, I don't know what wrong with she flapping. Those things shouldn't be.
Vamping.
Flapping meaning it's slack.
But then, Kim, where do you draw the line? Because, alright, yes, you want to keep things private, but do you see a difference with privacy and secrecy? Because sometimes you need help.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to communicate.
Definitely.
I mean, you're not going like a gossip thing is a fling, but you know, the guy's penis, your husband's penis may have a problem, and you're not able to work it out between you two. So do you keep going down the road year after year with this problem, or do you have to have some outside help?
And then some men don't like to seek help.
Yeah. You may not be able to afford it, and it may not come to where you have to pay. Sometimes it's not that big of an issue, you know. But sometimes in conversation, at the end of the day, you live your life, and if you had reached to the stage where you're married and you don't have trusted persons in your life, then something is wrong with the way you have lived your life.
True.
You know? So there may be the trusted persons. I mean, sometimes you don't have to say, is my issue. You could bring it up like if it's somebody else or whatever. But, you know, there are times that you really need to step out and get some outside input and ideas, especially if between the two of you all, something is lacking. So you have to be able to reach out somewhere to get the information.
Definitely, I agree with you 100%. And I think that help should be, you know, sort of really, if you don't have a trusted person, as you said, in your life, then seek professional help. Because you don't want your bedroom conversation to be a village conversation. You don't want that at all. Because when that happens, remember, you're destroying the other person. You're assassinating that person's character. And then people out there, they are not too kind. Sometimes you may see your wife and they may chuckle at her, or they may see your husband and they may say things like crack jokes. To them it is funny, but to him it's not funny. And trust me, once it's not funny to him, that's coming home to meet you. So you have to be very, you have to guard your marriage. You have to protect your man. That's your man. You have to protect that. You have to protect him. And protecting him means sometimes that when we are having these type of issues, we have to find a trusted person. We have to find a professional person. We probably have to go to God in prayer. Because what we do affects our marriage. It should never be coming down to a situation where your spouse actually feels that you are intentionally hurting them. And it can happen. It can happen. So we have to be mindful when situations arise in our marriage, how we treat them, as bad as they may be, and as flabbergasted as we may get. We have to be careful how we treat with the issues that arise in our marriage. Because at the end of the day, our ultimate goal would be to save our marriage. That's our ultimate goal. But sometimes by our action, it can only say destroy. It can only destroy the marriage. It will only destroy the marriage. So we have to be wise about it. We must be judicious about it and how we go about it. Because we want to preserve that intimacy within the marriage.
Okay. Guys, you know we are all about promoting marriage. Each of us here are married or would have been married at a point in time. And we are really concerned about having healthy, happy marriages. Don't take anything that is said here in a bad light, but take it and work with it to improve relationships. We really have to cut it short in righteousness, because the next time I come to Tobago, I would like my sister-in-law to welcome us with open arms. But here's this really overdoing it and drinking out everything in the house. So we have to say bye-bye until we meet again. So stay blessed.